Well. This next item is 41 years in the making.
Wow.
I'm gonna get my tissues all ready.
I know, it's okay. I know. Let's go to item 3B, which is approval of a resolution recognizing Michelle French's retirement and any appropriate action. And Michelle, you know the drill here. You've seen it many times. We'll make some comments from the court. Then we'd love to have you introduce any guests that you have, and then we'll let you have the last word.
Thank you.
And I like it because there's so much Michelle's 41-year career here that they squeezed it in and made it fine print, so we could add some more in here. Narrow margins and fine print, and I'm glad because you deserve every bit of it.
Thank you.
So this is a resolution honoring Michelle French. Pardon me. Let me go ahead and do this. Get some warm coffee. A resolution honoring Michelle French for 41 years of service to Denton County. That's an applause line right there. The Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, during a regular session on the 10th day of December 2024, consider the following resolution. Whereas Michelle French has faithfully served Denton County for 41 years and will retire on December 31st, 2024. Michelle began her distinguished career as a deputy clerk with the Denton County Tax Assessor Collector's Office. During her time with the office, Michelle held numerous key positions, including chief deputy under former tax assessor collectors Mary Horn and Steve Mossman, before being elected as Denton County Tax Assessor Collector in 2012. And whereas Michelle French earned her registered Texas Tax Assessor Collector certification in 1999 and has maintained her professional county collector designation throughout her career, reflecting her dedication to professional development and excellence. And whereas under her leadership, Denton County Tax Assessor Collector's Office has grown to collect for 150 jurisdictions, managing the billing and collection of over 600,000 parcels. Additionally, the office has expanded to 6 branch locations, processing motor vehicle registration and titling services for approximately 600,000 motor vehicles and overseeing over 130,000 title transfers annually. Whereas Michelle served as a member of the Denton Central Appraisal District Board of Directors, contributing her knowledge and expertise to this vital body. And whereas Michelle's service extended beyond Denton County to her colleagues across the state of Texas through her active involvement in the Tax Assessor Collectors Association of Texas, where she completed 7 years of service on the Board of Directors, including serving as Secretary Treasurer and President in 2018 and 2019. Her exceptional leadership was recognized with the prestigious Texas Associate Tax Assessor Collectors President's Award, which she received twice. Michelle continues to contribute to TACA by serving on several committees. And whereas in addition to professional accomplishments, Michelle is a dedicated member of the Denton community, actively involved with the Denton Breakfast Kiwanis and serving on the Advisory Council for Journey to Dream. She's also deeply committed to her family, which includes her husband, 2 sons, and 2 wonderful granddaughters with whom she enjoys spending time. And whereas Michelle has been a mentor and leader, guiding the Denton County Tax Office with integrity, professionalism, and dedication. Her impact will be felt for years to come by residents of Denton County and the many colleagues she has inspired throughout her career. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, does hereby extend our heartfelt appreciation to Michelle French for her more than 4 decades of outstanding service, leadership, and contributions to Denton County. We wish her all the best in her well-earned retirement and future endeavors. Done in open court this the 10th day of December 2024 upon a motion by the chair. Second by Commissioner Mitchell. Who wants to speak?
Y'all go like this.
Ladies first.
Y'all want to go first?
Well, I will go first. Michelle, I didn't realize that we were hiring children 40 years ago to work in the tax office. My gosh, I can't believe 41 years, how young and vibrant you must have been. I just can't imagine how things are going to be without you there. And I'll bet somehow you're kind of wondering about that too, but I know you're working with the new tax assessor collector coming in who's very interested in doing as good a job as you have done.
Thank you.
But it's just amazing to think about how many years you've been doing this. Did you ever think about anything other than the tax office during those 41 years?
You know, in the beginning, I will tell you, in the beginning, it was a job. It was a job, but it became a career, and then it became a passion.
Okay.
And so it has been something that I've dedicated my entire professional career towards.
Well, and you've done a great job with that.
Thank
I knew
you.
it was that you were passionate about it. That's why I asked if you ever thought about anything else. But we're glad that you thought a whole lot about the tax office. It's so impressive. I remember when I first kind of became aware of Commissioner's Court and what was going on. Under Mary Horn, you all were talking about doing other taxes, not just the counties. And I thought, well, that's probably a pretty good idea. And now how many are there, 150?
150 taxing entities and assessment districts combined, 150.
That's amazing.
It's
and I know
crazy.
that's a real service to the taxpayers
It
to
is.
just get one bill
Correct.
instead of 3 or 4. So thank you for doing that, along with all the other things that you've done. It's been an honor to know you, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Well, Michelle,
Well,
you're leaving me.
I know.
I want to thank you for being a wonderful tax assessor.
Thank
You
you.
learned from the best, Mary Horn.
That's right.
And I know serving under Mary, you had certain things to do and you had to do them right. And you learned that. And you've been a mentor to each and every one of us, no matter what the situation is. When I have a problem with a tax question, I call Michelle. I say, call me. I need help. And you always pick up the phone and you call me and you work through it. I had a citizen in Louisville that her tax bill was so messed up because she was elderly. We worked through it. You've mentored to many, many people, the people in your office as well as those that are not in office, and as the judge was talking about, Texas Association of County, how you've worked hard there to make things better. We just appreciate the things that you do. You run your office like you run your home, I'm pretty sure, with dedication and love and compassion, but you get the job done. And sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to tell me, no, Bobby, we can't do that. We have to do this.
That's right.
But you know what? I don't worry about it, because when you tell me that, I know that you've researched that idea and you've done the best you could to make sure I get the best information. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all you do, your friendship. You've worked tirelessly for this county. 41 years you've given us. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Commissioner.
Thank you. And believe it or not, you have made Denton County a better place. You know, a lot of people, when you first came into the office and Mary was in office, she was, scary sometimes to people because she was so strong. But you, Michelle, you worked it out for people. When Mary wasn't there, you took over and you took care of it because you had been trained by her. You knew what to do, but you did it with compassion, and we appreciate that. The family, I appreciate you because you've let Michelle do Denton County's work for 41 years. Yeah, Bob, yes. But you've been behind her every step of the way. And every time she gets ready to do something, you've upheld her. Being a tax assessor is not an easy job.
It is not. You are correct.
Yes, because when I get the screaming, yelling citizen, I say, I got to get Michelle. And I know Michelle is going to handle it. Because I don't know anything about it. You are the expert. And I'm glad to pass that off to you, because I know when it comes back, you'll have the answer to it. And as I say, we may not always like it, but we know that it's the correct answer, and it's the best answer that we can give when we're dealing with taxes. And I don't understand it, and sometimes I say, I don't like this, I want to do this, but Michelle, delicately tell me, Bobby, this is what we have to do.
You are absolutely correct. That's one of the things that we talk about in the office all the time. What is the most right thing to do?
Yes.
What does the law say?
Yes.
But what is and within that law, what is the most right thing to do? We talk about that all the time.
And how to make that citizen feel like, okay, I don't like her answer, but I know she gave me the best answer that was
Right.
there. And that's important when we're dealing with citizens, is that we let them feel good when they go away from us. They may not like it, but they're not angry.
Right.
They may not understand it all, but they're not angry. You've done that in the tax office. And so I just want to thank you for all your service. And I know you're going to be there to provide that expertise to our next tax assessor, and I certainly do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have fun with those grandbabies, and go and let God continue to bless you.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Commissioner. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Michelle, what an awesome career you've had. You've done such a great job. You know, our first interactions with you, actually, other than sending you a check every year with your name on it, was you know, when I was on council and mayor in Carrollton, and as a customer essentially there, you were phenomenal, and it was great.
Thank you.
And then even more so as coming on as a commissioner, you have always, as we've said, such a great job of explaining what's happening, keeping us informed, taking that time to do that, which I realize you had plenty of other things to do, but you always took that time to call and to come see us and fill us in. And I was curious about that too, because, you know, about what Diane was asking, like, did you, when you were a kid, did you want to be a tax collector? I don't think that's one of the top job, but you're in good company with the Apostle Matthew. So
Yes, indeed.
and so you've got good company. But thank you so much for what you've done, and I'm glad to call you a friend too.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Same.
Ryan?
Ms. French, obviously a lot of things have been said about you that are all true, and I concur with all of them. You know, one of the things that has been missed here is you've worked for the county for 41 years, but you were elected for 12 of those, which doesn't mean you automatically get that opportunity, right? You put all those years in to learn and educate yourself on the position that you decided to run for, to be elected. And obviously you continue getting reelected because nobody wants to do the job. And no, I'm kidding. You know, you did such a wonderful job. The citizens said, hey, obviously this is a person that we need to continue doing. Yeah, I don't know anybody that grows up saying that this is what they want to do for a living. And it was to your point, it was an opportunity that you took to get a job originally, and it became a career.
Yes.
Which I think says a lot for Denton County too. Because you decided not only to work here, but then you decided to stay here for 41 years.
Right.
So it says a lot for the way this county operates and how it takes care of its employees. But, and also, you know, Commissioner Mitchell said it many a times, you would always answer the phone. We obviously always deal with complaints or concerns or issues with taxpayers. And we can always turn those over to you, and you and your staff have done a phenomenal job of taking care of them. Again, not that they always love the answer, but the answer is what it is.
Right.
It's an appropriate answer, and I can always feel confident in the answer. I don't have to worry about going, well, you know, maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but I know it's a fact, and you've done your part and your research, and your folks are very good at what they do. And I know that your employees are going to miss you deeply, because there's a lot of years of institutional knowledge that when you leave, that you know, that's a difficult thing to replace. It's not replaceable without the years of experience as well, because you just can all of a sudden say something and you just know it, right? Because you did it, and you did all those jobs. There's something to be said about that too. But nevertheless, I want to thank you and your family for allowing and choosing to be a Denton County employee and an elected official for 41 years, and congratulations.
Thank you very
so
much, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, Michelle, this is a bittersweet day.
It is.
Personally, I just count you a friend
Yes.
and a colleague. It's been great to work with you, beside you all these years. You know, I think it's important to, as we talk about 41 years, you know, working for Denton County. I looked it up. Michelle is our most tenured employee as of this moment. Let's give her a big hand for that. It's tenured. But the other side of tenure, the other side of that coin is innovation. And sometimes people who've been around a long time are not innovators. Right. And I'll tell you, we were at a Chamber of Commerce thing last night. We were talking about AI, and Ginger was sitting there, and I said, we're talking about AI and how it can be used in workplaces. And I said, well, you know, Michelle had us do an AI answering the phone at the tax office. And Ginger said, really? I said, yes, and I wasn't crazy about it, if you recall.
I do recall.
I didn't like it one bit. But, and I think some colleagues didn't like it either. But you know what? In perfect Michelle fashion, she said, okay, let's get with y'all. And so she did, and she got with us, and we figured out a great way to do it. And it was about not, and I was worried that it was going to remove a level of customer service.
Right.
And I think it actually extended a level of customer service. And so I want to say thank you for being innovative up to the end here.
Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you, Michelle, because even though you have a long tenure here, or say you've still been working to innovate that office. Michelle and I have a special bond that nobody else has. We talk about it. Is that we both worked with Mary,
Yes.
considered Mary a friend and mentor. We both succeeded Mary Horn.
Yep.
Michelle and I both succeeded Mary Horn,
Indeed.
and oftentimes we'd talk over the years. Our little thing was sometimes we get a tough question or a fork in the road. You say, well, what would Mary do? Right? And sometimes we would do what we thought Mary would do, and sometimes we would not do what we thought Mary would do,
That's exactly right.
which is just as important as doing what Mary would do. But we loved her, and we learned from the best, didn't we?
Yes,
And
we
so
did.
we lost Mary. Michelle and I had many conversations about that, how blessed we were. And I think that people in the future will say they were blessed by working for Michelle French,
Goodness, thank you.
just as you say you're blessed by working with Mary.
Well, thank you. That is
And
so
I think
kind.
that is a huge, huge compliment. I think one of the best qualities Michelle has, and you got to hear me out on this when I say it, is Michelle is a worrier. She's a worrier. And I mean that as a compliment. The opposite of worry is not caring.
Right.
And Michelle worries, and so when we be closing the county, you know, we get ice would come on the horizon or the forecast. Michelle be on the phone with me, Andy, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to close the county or not? I got to let my staff know. They got to make arrangements for the kids and school and all that stuff. Worry about the staff, worried about the operations. We got to get the taxes in. How do we got to maintain the public access to the system. That's one reason we do so much virtual, so people could
Right.
still pay. And so it was another innovation. So I mean that in the most positive of terms, that you did care and have concern and worry about the taxpayer and doing what's right and trying to find that happy medium. It's a customer service job.
Yeah.
Customers are the entities, the 150 entities that you work for, and all the taxpayers, the 600,000 accounts. So I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. You're a dear friend. I love you to death, and hopefully we see more of you, but at the county picnic and other fun places, you know. So anyway, Michelle, you definitely left it better than you found it.
Well,
And I
thank
want to thank you for these 41 years at Denton County. So we'll give you
so
the floor.
much. 41 years. That's a long time. The only thing that happened before I started working for Denton County was I had married my wonderful husband. And everything else that has happened, important in my life, has happened while I worked at Denton County. My kids were born, now they're grown, now I've got grandkids. Everything that was important that happened in the country happened while I was working at my little Denton County tax office. And so it has been truly an honor. I wrote down my notes because I did not want to forget anything. And first of all, I just want to thank God for the opportunities that has been given to me and that he saw fit to put me in this place. It's great mercy, a wonderful grace, just amazing, and the opportunities that I've had throughout these years. It's been quite a ride, and at sometimes it was a ride that I really wanted to get off of. But most of the time, it's been a wonderful ride, a wonderful adventure. I want to thank my husband, who has absolutely supported me, my sweet husband, my family, who has just been here right beside me, right alongside of me. One of my kids was saying not too long ago. He said, it's kind of hard to think of you not being at the tax office, Mom, because my entire life, all I've ever heard is about the tax office. And, so many times I go home at night and my husband and I, Bob and I will be talking, and he knows I have to just talk it out. I had to just go, this is what happened today. And he just sits there and listens to me, and when I see his eyes glaze over, then that's when I know, okay, it's time for me to stop talking. But he's always so patient with me and so supportive, and I just appreciate him so much. My team, they're not my staff, they are my team. So many of my team have become dear friends. I'm trying really hard not to do this, but I don't know if I can or not.
That's all right.
They have become dear friends. Someone very wise said, many, many, many years ago, I don't even know who to ascribe the quote to, but it is, always surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. That's right. And that was one of the things that I always wanted to do is, I don't know everything. I'm one of those big picture people that I know what it looks like when we get there, but I don't know how to get there. And so the people around me are just phenomenal. They are great public servants. They are excellent at their job. They are the best there is. I will put them up against anybody out there. They've become dear friends to me. Commissioners Court, thank you all so much for your support through the years. The AI, yes, I remember that. That was a hard one to convince y'all on. But it was so important. And think about the service that we are now able to give our constituents using that. Just all the technology. That was one of the hallmarks of, or one of my goals when I first took office, is we needed to move into the technology age of how to provide public service. And that's something that I've always wanted to do, is to make sure that we utilize every tool, everything that is at our hands that we can afford, that we can manage, use every bit of technology to our advantage, leverage it for customer service. And, I still think about the things that are still out there that we could possibly do, but now it's not mine to decide. That'll be for Dawn whenever she comes in. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to serve Denton County. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to serve my team, to be able to serve you, to be able to serve our constituents. I mean, my goodness. Something I tell our brand new employees when they first come in, when they come in, I have a sit down with them. And I don't get to talk to many of my employees every day, but one thing I always want to do is when they first come in, I always want to sit down, get to know them a little bit better, but also talk about the things that are important and the expectations. And something that you all said was, that I do worry and that I do want to make sure that we're providing the best public service we possibly can. And there's two things that I always make sure I tell our new team members, which is public service is noble, noble work. There is no better, in my opinion. There's service in every industry, but in our office, in our department, we serve the vast majority of the population in Denton County, whether it be their motor vehicles, their property taxes, permits, whatever the case may be. We serve the population of Denton County, and it is noble work. And, the other thing that I tell them is that, we sell public service. We don't sell bread and butter and milk. What we retail in is public service, and that's something that we want to make sure that we provide the best product that we possibly can. We always talk about how to provide a positive inflection rather than a negative inflection. Something we talk about a lot is how to get, when we have to say no, how do we say that in a positive manner, and how do we make this as amenable a situation as possible, knowing that unfortunately a lot of times we do have to say no. And so we just talk about that a lot within our office. And I've got such a great team, and it's so bittersweet, and I'm super, super excited, but I'm sad to leave the people. I'm sad to leave the processes. There's some things I'm not going to be sad about leaving. Truth and taxation, I will not miss that one single bit. January 31st, will not miss it at all. But you know what? My colleagues, my friends, the process, it is an amazing process. It is an amazing thing to be able to be in a position to serve your county and to serve people. There is great worth in service. And so I'm very grateful, I'm very thankful, and I just appreciate so much the time that y'all have afforded me, that my team has afforded me. They are top notch. You've got a great, great team in the tax office in Denton County. So thank you all very much.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. You got through it.
All right, everybody right here.
Hey, I want that. Hold on. Hey, I'm gonna get that wall put back up.
Yeah, where are those plexiglass protectors?
What time is that?
We're gonna do it. Huh?